Hello, everybody. This is Diane from Diane's Diamond Painting. And how are you all doing this evening? Or this morning, or this afternoon, depending on when you're watching it. And I hope the answer is great. I really do. So today, I'm not doing an unboxing. I'm not doing Happy Mail. Because that's my normal things. I'm actually going to do a WIP Chat. I know, don't faint. It's happening, all right? So I decided to, I am bagged this for a company. It was a promotional item from One Day Saving, the canvas, and actually the pen, and these metal tips, which there were 6 metal tips. There was the normal tip and this bent one. I like the bent one. And then there were 3 different sizes of thin metal placers and a metal straightener. And neither one of them came, this came to like $6.99, and that came to, I think it was $6.44 or something like that. And it's actually not a bad little pen. It's acrylic, it's really light, and it's not a bad thickness. And just is so pretty. Now they call this a parrot, but we're thinking it's a toucan because it got the big beak. But they're in the same family, all's good. So up here it says the canvas is 30 by 40, but when you look at their site and look through the pictures, you know how you can see what the picture looks like when it's done and stuff. They show you schematic of how big it really is, and I think we worked it out to like. Let me see now. I rolled away from you. And I can't touch the canvas because I already got all the cellophane off. Yes, I do. So we're going to air it. 24 by 34. 24 by 34. But they tell you that on their website. Now, like some other budget-friendly companies that just say 30 by 40, and they don't tell you like that this is 30 by 40. Not the pasting area. But this company actually does tell you that it's the pasting area size and that. So I like that. Honesty, good for me. So I figured I haven't done one of these yet. And Mindy from Mindy's Diamond Moments. Yeah. And another person. I don't know if it's it might be Mystery of Diamonds. I don't know. I'll find it for sure. I'll link it in the bottom. They're doing Smashing the Specials 3. Smashing without a G, but I'll link that. So I said, I just finished my last one, so I'm going to do Smashing the Specials. So here we are. I'll smash and tack. So when I had this here, I'm using in the tip single placer, I'm using, I know, gotta get the top off, Mad Wood Turning Wax. I don't know if you can see that little sparkle in it. It's beeswax. Beeswax, yeah. And, can you see the strip of putty? And this is what I use, white tack. No matter how, like, new tongue on a day I can't talk. Whatever I try to put in my multiplacer, I actually haven't found anything for multiplacing that works for me better than the white tack. I mean, you just go buy it at any hobby shop, whatever. White tack, blue tack, as long as it's tack. And it's not too mushy. We used to call it poster putty home. You know, you stick up your posters on the wall with it. And so I said, get this out now, and we'll give it a go and see what kind of quality we got. And I've used the pen already. The pen is nice. It's nice to hold, nice to grip. Tips are good. Tips are just like the tips I had bought previously from a different company. These were cheaper. So I know where I'll get my next ones. and they're thin. Now I had to put a little bit of washi tape around the inside because all tips usually, I mean, they can't fit all pins, right? Even if it's from the same company. So just a little bit of washi tape around the stem, just a little bit, push it back in, tighten its way to go. So I'm going to start doing this. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do these ones. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way right now because I know what I'm going to have happen here in a minute. I'll leave my wax over right here. Now, I might have this thing here twisted around 9 ways to Sunday. Don't know what that means, but there you go. And I'm going to, the big ones, I usually take up with my tweezers. Yeah, I didn't want to talk while I was doing that, apparently. And I got these nice bendy ones from, they came with a kit from Uniquely Down Under. So they're freaking awesome for doing this. So, what's going on in everybody's world? Good things, I hope. It's been pretty quiet here in the household. I don't work. Since I moved to Belgium, like I worked all the time when I lived in Canada, certainly. But since I moved to Belgium, I haven't worked. Kind of miss working. Oh, God, did I actually say that? Wow. See how nice they press down. Sometimes with these big ones too, I'll give them a purdy. Yeah, no, I don't know if I missed the work part or the hanging out with the buddy, the social part of work. Probably both. We're not sure. And, so I do the household stuff, you know, and blah, 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 whatever there is to do. That's number 11. And, oh, you see a bit of cat hair? We have some kitties. Yep. So now we have number 11, which is this one here. And so that is this one here. Yep, this one. I do believe it's got to be that one. Yep. So, so I do, you know, whatever. I haven't, the last 2 years now, of course, see that? Your multiplacer is great for picking up a bigger special drill. I learned that out of frustration one day. Yeah. So, this week, now the weekend we didn't, hubby was off the weekend, but he had worked a long stretch, so, we just chilled. Now here in Belgium, cycling is humongous. Like everybody's heard of the Tour de France. Well, in my time, I thought that was the only you know, such cycling race there was. Hello. No. People from Belgium. People in Belgium are Belgian. Yes. Now, see, I went a little bit squished, so I'll use my tweezers. They love cycling. Now, this could be road racing, like the Tour de France. It can be cyclocross, which is going through the dirt, or mountain biking. Races. Now, we're talking all races. And we all have our favorites. Even me now. It's like, you know, join them or leave them, so I joined them. And So on the weekends now, this road racing, the cycling, road cycling has started just recently. And they're finishing up the cyclocross. The end of the cyclocross, which is, through the cyclocross is crazy. It's like they're going through the muck and the whatnot, and they're racing through the woods, and it's all a properly made circuit, and it's a properly made circuit, and they got to carry their bikes upstairs or up these big hills, and then they're racing here and racing there and whatnot, and it's crazy, but it is exciting, and like on the road cycling teams, like Tour de France. See what I mean? I'm turned around. I turned around for with these type of paintings because it's whichever way I can get the gem on my get it lined up properly. There's a few Canadians that are on some of the teams. I mean, the teams are not just Belgian teams. But the bulk of them are from Belgium or the Netherlands. Now you're saying, where's the Netherlands? Well, we've all heard of Amsterdam. And we've all heard of Holland. So, if you're like me, I gotta just check the line up there now. I always thought Holland, I knew Amsterdam was in Holland, but I always thought that Holland, now I was usually pretty good at geography, I always thought Holland was a country, but Holland is the biggest province in Amsterdam. Sorry, I said it wrong. Holland is the biggest province in the Netherlands. So I learned something new then because, and even here though, some Belgian people just call it Holland. And you know what? They don't really like each other. They're the only, I'm going to say the only two Dutch-speaking countries. But anybody from Belgium doesn't want to be called a Netherlander. And someone from the Netherlands does not want to be called a Belgian. Well, that makes sense too, though. And even though they speak the same language, Dutch, it sounds so different when a person from the Netherlands is speaking. It's like they got the Belgian people have a softer tone to their voice when they're, let me make sure now, I think that's all of them. Yeah. If it's not, it's, see what I do when I'm doing these? I like to do the one color and have it done. And some people like to save the big ones for last, the drills, special drills, but I want the nice cute ones on first. And then I go with the normal boring ones. You know what I'm saying. Even though they're all like rhinestones. So yeah, we've been to the Netherlands a couple of times. So now I see, I mean, now where'd that go? So you can see now like this one here. See, the silver is not completely over the back. So you don't want that one. Because it's not going to be so sparkly as this one because it needs the silver on the back. But this is why they give you so many. All right. There we go. So we'll take that one out for the trash drills. And I put all my trash drills in a bottle. Actually, it's like, looks like a teddy bear. And it had alcohol in it once. Shh, don't tell anybody. Yeah, so we watched the cycling. And we watched some Olympics. And I saw one of the speed skaters from Canada finished third in the race, so he got bronze for Canada. Go, Canada, go! And watched, now, like, a lot of times we're just getting highlights because of the ginormous time difference. So, and I got highlights. Now, I'm not a curler. My sister is, so, and her husband. And this year, the curling team that's representing Canada the skip is from my hometown province of Newfoundland. And not sure now, I need to ask my sister, but I'm sure there's other Newfoundlanders with them. But there could be other people from other parts of Canada, sure. And I saw them win their game against the U.S. Now, we're not into the finals or nothing yet. Just one of their games they got to play to get to the finals. So the more they win, the better chance they got. Saw the Canadian women hockey players. They showed the highlights of that one between the U.S. because they said it was the most anticipated game of the series. Well, to tell you the truth, anytime the U.S. plays against Canada, vice versa, it's always a crowd pleaser. Why? Because we both have great friggin' hockey players, man. Yeah. Or, hockey players, men and women. But, I mean, I've been watching some of the skiing and snowboarding. It's like, I'm almost getting stomach sick at the speed they're coming. And it's like, how can you do that and not kill yourself? I know, they're used to it. But it's just like, and you're watching it, as they're doing their flips and flying in the air. Like, one guy just said, what? I could be lying. I don't know now. I thought they said his jump was like 50 meters. He went in the air. Like, seriously. That would be... No, that can't be. That'd be 150 feet. Good God. Anyway, he went far. That was the guy, I think, that won gold. But, yeah, there's some good going on there. I always liked... It's weird, too, because I seem to like the... And my mother, even though we pretty much hate freaking winter. But we'd rather the sports that are in the Winter Olympics. But no, I haven't seen a lot of figure skating. I like the figure skating. Mom is getting it over in Newfoundland because I guess the way they're replaying it or the time difference over there, maybe they're able to see it better. So, and now, today we are planning a trip home. We are planning a trip home. Gonna see my mama, gonna see my sissy, and her family, and my friends. I am so stinking excited. Because, the Rona hit, right? Yeah. We were home in Christmas of 2018 to 19 because unfortunately my dad had passed that year. And Mom and Dad had both been living together, certainly, in a retirement home. They chose to go and live in a retirement home. And while they were still healthy. Anyway, Dad had, that awful Alzheimer's got him. And, yeah, so we all know the end of that story. And, yeah, it was quite disturbing for us. And, so I wanted to go home that year. Kind of hard to talk about it, but I guess you should get it out of me, eh? I wanted to go home that Christmas because he had passed in May of 2018. And because Mom was going to be alone. My sister lives like across the island, and it wouldn't really be feasible. Well, it wouldn't be feasible for him to come home for Christmas because, like, when you've got your both parents, they're living in a home, and now you only have one parent left, but they're living in a home. It's not like you're going home and you can stay at your house you grew up in. They're pretty. And I know. So it's weird, but they're not showing up right. But they're red. What do we call these? Teardrops, marquees. So I wanted to go home because it's like, well, be home with your family. But hubby, now, so Newfoundland, Canada. Get out your maps if you don't know where it is. Find Canada. And to the right side of Canada, you got this. Yeah, I always think of an island as roundish. Okay, I'm on an island. Well, I lived on an island over half my life. And it's a funny looking shape. And we are actually in the Atlantic Ocean. Yep, surrounded by water. That's why we're called an island. No roads, yep. To the island. No bridges, nope. Everything either flies in or by boat. You want to take your car and go somewhere on the mainland of Canada, so we can say the mainland. You put your car on the ferry and off you go. Otherwise, you fly and you rent when you get there. So, where we live in Belgium, about a half hour away from Brussels, if the traffic is normal, which it never is, but there you go. We don't get hardly any snow. We'll have like probably 2 or 3 snowfalls in this area in a year, in the winter. And I'm telling you, if it amounts to 5 centimeters in total, that's all it amounts to. And it just cracks me right up. Because, I mean, everybody's then they're out there shoveling. Well, they have a duty to shovel their walkways and sidewalks. And, yeah, so now my husband did say that years ago when he was smaller, they used to get more snow, but nothing like in Newfoundland, all right? When I was growing up, I mean, I'm 5'7". Can't tell you what that is in centimeters, don't know. And even though Canada's metric, we still measure our height in we always say our height in feet and inches, or at least people my age. And I'm not telling you what that is either, but not a spring chicken anymore. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, they have snowbanks as tall as me. Or taller. A couple of winters ago, since I've been here, in June, the central part of the island got hit by a massive snowstorm. You're saying June. I said, yes, I said June. Sometimes it snows in Newfoundland in June. Yeah, it's the truth. My dad's birthday was on June the 8th, and see what I'm doing now, I'll put my baby finger on this stone to steady my hand to go in here. And when we were growing up, I mean, there was often snow on Dad's birthday, like snow still on the ground on June the 8th. Like, that was normal. And then, of course, climate change and stuff. And geez, then as we got older, there'd be snow began in April. Like, what? Because winter is longer in Newfoundland than it is in other places of Canada. Except for the northern territories, yeah. The northern part of Canada, certainly. But, so I told my husband, I said, we're going home. It's winter. Expect snow. And I don't drive over here. That's another story for another day. Or unless I run out of time and I got nothing else to tell you, then I will. But I said, babe, I'll be doing the driving when we get home because I can drive in the snow. Now, I've been driving since I've been 15. 15, what a lie for me. 17. And Dad made me drive that first winter. He said, you're driving. I was starting university then. And he said, you're going to drive this winter. Now, he had a company car because he actually at the time worked with for the city of Corner Brook. And so he had a company car with his position. And he said, you're going to drive that car back and forth all the time because you got to get used to driving in the wintertime. And it's so true. If you don't drive that first winter when you get your license, chances are you'll never drive in the winter. Because you'll get more afraid of it, more afraid of it, and more afraid of it. Now, that don't mean that every time I went out, I wasn't ready to poop me pants, because it's not you really got to be worried about. If been taught what to do in the winter and how to drive correctly, and don't speed on the roads. If there's ice on the roads, you can drive slower. But we all know some folks don't care if the speed limit is 50, if the speed limit is 60 or 70, they're going to do it. Because they're supposedly allowed to do it. But speed limits are put in, especially back home, they're put in like everywhere. You got a rainy day, you got a day that's so rainy that you can hardly see where you're going. You're not going to be zipping around in top speed, dear Lord. Well, I'll call me normal for a minute. Us normal drivers. So, we get home. And there's lots of snow on the ground. And we got our rent-a-car. Actually, we had to wait till the day after Christmas to get our rent-a-car. And I'm so happy because I'm going to get behind the wheel of a car now. I was like, oh, you're so excited. And I'm going to look for number 6 now. And we got the rent-a-car, and it was a nice, bright, sunshiny day. And so that wasn't bad. There was no snow falling. And oh, that's not right what I said there. Number 6 is not number 6. Number 6 is number 16. La 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 la. Okay, so see, it says 16 here, but the symbol is 6, right? You see that? So the packets here, they'll say, 16. They'll have the item number on it. Usually with specials, that's the way it works. They'll have the item number, and then you got your symbol. So I'm behind the wheel, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm alive again. So my mom lives outside of the town I grew up in, but it's only 20 minutes away. And zipping over the road, and I'm like, wee-ha, yeah, I'm so happy. So then, and we were staying at a hotel, certainly. Hang on now. I shake these nice gold large rhinestones. See, because in this background, we have this size, are the 6s. Then I'm going to say the fives here. Oh, hang on, let me show you because you might not have seen it on the other video. Alrighty. So the sixes, we see the sixes are these big rhinestones, gold ones. And then the fives, the fives are smaller, same color. And then the fours are normal size rhinestones. And people in the diamond painting community call this a bubble round. Because when it's finished, the background looks like all these little bubbles. True story. So we get up the next day, and it had snowed overnight. And so we go down to the car, and there's probably, I don't know, at least 10 centimeters of snow on the car. If there wasn't 15 centimeters of snow on the car. Now, see, we do snow in centimeters. So my husband was just behind me. So I turned the car on and turned the heater on and got out the snow brush, and he's sort of looking, right? And I said, babe, what are you looking at? He said, look at all the snow that's on the car. Did all that snow fall last night? And I went, yeah. He said, we're not going to go out in that, are we? I went, yeah. Because it might have snowed, but it was a beautiful day now. But he's just not used to it, right? Because I tell him I'm the only person in this country. No, I think, well, yeah. I don't know if there's any more newfies here or not. But I said, I know I'm one person in this country that can safely drive in the snow and get you where you need to go. So I said, babe, I brushed off the snow off his door and I went, get in the car. I said, get in the car and stay warm. And got the car all cleaned off, and I'm someone that cleans the car off. I'm not driving around with those people that you see that got a friggin' roof full of snow. Oh my God. As soon as if they're going downhill and hit their brakes, the snow that's on the roof, where does that go? In their windshield. If they're going up a hill and they got to hit their brakes quickly, and now the snow, say, is starting to melt under, where does the snow go? Down their back window, into the road, maybe on your car. Anyway, it drives me crazy. So off we go. And the roads were a little bit snow-covered, but they weren't slippery. I tested that out. And we had to go on, I wouldn't call it the main highway, but, a highway off a highway. And a smaller one to get Mom. And I'm going, driving around, boop, boop, doing pretty close, doing the speed limit. And I looked over at my husband. And he's like sort of gray. And you can see him sort of, one hand was like on the door handle, and the other hand was sort of like it didn't know where to go. It was hanging on the seat. I said, babe, what's wrong? I thought there was really something wrong, He said, oh my, he said, you're driving pretty fast for snow. And I went, babe, I'm only doing 50. That's the speed limit. He said, yeah, but there's snow on the road. And all I could do was laugh. I mean, it was a sin for me to laugh, but that's all I could do was laugh. I said, babe, don't worry. If it wasn't safe for me to do this speed, I would not be doing this speed. Anyway, we get the Mom's retirement home safely. We pick up the Mom because we're going to take her to the mall. So I'm telling Mom about what hubby said. And Mom starts to laugh. He said, why are you laughing? Geez, she said, this is not bad. Snowstorm is bad. Just good weather. Just good weather to drive. The roads are good. And Anyway, away we went. And but now one day we did have a snowstorm while we were there. And now it wasn't too, like, I mean, I can drive in a snowstorm, but I don't want to drive what we call, it's across the bay, and you can often see moose on the way. So not often, but you do see sometimes a moose could run out of the woods because there is a lot of non-populated areas between communities on that where Mom lives. And I said, actually, Mom called me before I got a chance to call her, and she said, you can forget me today. I'm not going out in this. I said, okay. And that's normal for Mom anyway. Even if when they were living home, right, you know, and Dad was there, she wouldn't go. And so I said, all right, let's see what we can do today, and called up one of my friends that we were trying to meet up with, and went to Tim Hortons for non-Canadians. That's like a Canadian Starbucks. Same idea, you know, coffee shop. Big franchise in Canada. I don't know if it made it to the States yet or not. I have no idea because I'm not home to know. Now, sometimes you gotta make sure these don't run into the place where the other one's gonna go. Alrighty. And so it was stormy out, but not that bad that not that bad that a good Newfoundlander wouldn't go out. And we're out and running, driving around. He said, all these people are out in this weather. I said, yeah. I said, boy, if I was living here, I'd have to go to work. I said, when they close the roads and stuff, I said, which rarely never happens. I said, or just everything is shut down. Now, it will happen, yeah. I said, that's a different deal. Then I'm going to stay home. But I said, everything's open. So that day we went off. I think we went for lunch with some high school friends. And then we went across town and had coffee with another friend. And I don't know if I ended up getting Mom didn't leave for supper if the snow died down or not. But he was just like in awe of the snow. And like this much snow. But I think the thing he was more in awe of was the people driving. Because here, the first year I was here, I've been here 5 years now, or 5 and a bit, and you can go back to my first WIP Chat to see why I came here. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. Didn't notice that old brain. No, hang on, don't do that. He was more amazed that, la la la. I was going to say a swear word, but I won't do it. Oh, I hit you. Sorry. I got to bring this into me for a little bit. See my poor old hair. Sorry. All right. He was amazed at the number of people that were driving, and like it didn't bother him. I said, no. I said, because we're just so darn used to it. I said, if we didn't drive in the wintertime, the whole island would be shut down for the whole winter. I said, because people got to work. You got to go get your groceries, etc., and all this stuff. But it was when we were preparing for the trip. Now, he's got I would not call it, you little pooper. I wouldn't normally drag it across like that. But there you go. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Oh. Oh, la la. I keep smacking you. I'm sorry. I said, you know, you got to drive to survive, really. Now, in the bigger cities, and well, we do have a bus system in my town too, but there's a smaller town, and most people drive, so it's not the hours or the way the buses run, like where they go to for you to get to where you want to go, is sometimes really inconvenient. So it's just we'll take a car. So the first winter I was here, we had some snow. Now he had ended up getting up late that day. He was working in the afternoon. He had come off of his afternoons, like he goes to work at 2 and gets off at 10 in the night. And then you got the 40-minute drive. And I think when he came home, we had watched a movie. And so he was up later than normal. So we sort of slept in and got up, got his lunch, and got him something to eat before he left, and packed the lunch for work. And he hadn't really paid attention to what was outdoors, and it had snowed. He went, "Oh my God," he said, "I don't have time to do the sidewalk." And I went, "Well, get me the shovel." I said, "I'll do that." And right now, where am I going to? You might be seeing my hair. I don't know if it is. Sorry for the gray. And because when the Rona went crazy again there for a while back, I went, nay, I don't need my hair done that bad. And so I went out to shovel. So I put on my what they call a winter coat over here. I wouldn't say it. I mean, it's good for the temperatures that are here. But home, I mean, you'd freeze to death. And I put on my winter coat, and of course I had the hat and the mitts and whatnot. So I went out with the shovel, and there was a bit of ice. It had turned to a little bit of ice on the sidewalk. So what we do home is that, like you sort of got here, instead of scooping, you go doink, 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 and you break the ice up with the shovel, and then shovel it off, right? So by this time now, I wasn't out there very long, and the hat was gone. I had the gloves on, though, because I hate it when the hands get cold. And the hat was gone, the coat was open, and I'm banging on this, banging the ice down like that, and I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous that there's not enough snow to talk about. And 5 is number 15. So I said, all right, I'll play the game. And I'm out. Excuse me for a second. Where's number 15 gone? There it is. And number 15 is number 5, which is going to be these bigger bubbles. And then we'll get to the normal stuff. And I'm laughing because it's like, this is so ridiculous. It's so foolish. It's like, there's not even snow. Now, I can understand getting the ice off the sidewalks, yes, because slip and falls are really dangerous in the wintertime. And I don't know if people over here sue other people if you fall on their property, so you know. Did that, and I think this year altogether, we had 2 or 3 little snowfalls, and if we've had 5 centimeters, that's it. Oh, I was going to tell you what he did before we went home in the winter. So we went to this sports type shop, and they sell like skis and stuff. So they also sell like ice skates and winter boots. So they also sell coats. So he bought himself a beautiful winter coat. I said, boy, that is really a newfie coat. And he bought a new pair. He never had winter boots. And you know what? I think I've worn a pair of winter boots twice since I've been here. You just don't need to. Sorry, that bit of water tried to go the wrong way. So he buys the winter coat with a great big hood with fur around it. And he buys himself a really good pair of winter boots. And he buys 2 sets of thermal underwear. So what we call long johns, and then the thermal undershirt, which was long sleeved. He had got lots of warm socks, so he didn't have to worry about that. And I'm just giggling at him. And everywhere he went, now he's in the wintertime, he always wears, he's more cold than he is warm in body temperature. He usually wears a t-shirt under his shirt to work. And then he wears, like you would in the winter, the normal winter socks, right? So when we were in Canada, he might have had on I think he had a regular pair of socks, like thin socks, then his heavy winter socks, then the winter boots. And then he'd have on his long underwear, his thermal underwear, the pants, and the long johns, and the t-shirty type thing, or whatever, undershirt. Then he'd have his t-shirt, and then he'd have his shirt. Oh, and he bought a really good pair of mitts, too. Glovey mitts. Like, they were thickish. And I'm looking at him, I said, "You sure you got enough on?" And I actually went home with the winter coat that I wear here, because there was stuff like that I just didn't bring with me because it was just too bulky. Like, why ship it over when you can buy it here, right? Stuff was old anyway. So, I'm going around in the coat that shouldn't keep me warm, but did, There was a bit of menopause going on there, too. So, what I'm saying? Hot flashes, right? Yeah. Now, I did have my old winter boots, had them on. And I'm like, he'd be freezing. Go outside for a cigarette. Because we made sure we had a room with a balcony. So we could smoke without having to bundle up so bad to go all through the hotel, And, I never saw a man smoke a cigarette so fast in my life. We'd go out together, we smoked the same cigarettes, and I'd have half of mine gone, and he'd be poof back in the room. Of course, we always closed the sliding door because you didn't want the room to smell of cigarettes. And he'd be frozen. I think he actually smoked less that trip because he just, everywhere he went, he had smoke outdoors. Well, of course, you do now anyway. And it was just too funny. And I'd be going off. I said, "I'm going for a smoke. You going for a smoke?" "No." And he smokes more than I do normally. Oh, it was too funny. See, and you see I'm kind of a scatterbrain because everything is all over the place. So I hope somehow you can follow my conversation. And this is it's like I said, the first WIP and Chat I've done, which I actually had a WIP. Because the other ones I've done has been, kitten up or kitten down. And so I'm lucky I can place drills. And now you're going, "My God, she's doing this so slow." Because most people be like, bad eyesight. That's why. My canvases, I just take my time, because otherwise they're just going to be a mess when I'm finished with them. And I don't want that to happen. So, and I'm actually surprised that I'm able... Why, too, I started the bigger ones with you when we did this WIP and Chat, the bigger ones first. Because the smaller they get, the closer I got to get. I generally do my canvases with my glasses off, and I'm very close to them. Now, I got a chair that here from... he had 2 chairs upstairs in his office or whatever, his computer room, we'll call it. And they're old-fashioned, like, office chairs, not the big backs or anything. But they do go up and down. So, because I was really hurting my back by bending over. And then I got a light pad with it's a metal stand that they said was good for, like, put your laptop on or whatever. But it tilts, so instead of being flat, it would, right? So it'd be at a slant like this. So I wouldn't have to bend down so far. But I've also been finding now that the light pad is giving me, well, because sometimes I might overdo it with the diamond painting, okay? Yeah. I was finding it was giving me a headache, so that's why I started, and with this chair, I can, it almost feels like sometimes I'm sitting on the floor, and, which way to go? Let's go this way. Sitting on the floor when I'm doing my diamond painting, but anyway, it works. Because I don't have to bend over so much, I can see well. And it's nice for a change to do a diamond painting that's flat, because when you're doing it and when it's slanted, you always have to hold your tray up, right? You can't put it anywhere because the light pad and easel as such are slanted. So I mean, you can't have your drill tray like that, tilt like that. You got to have it flat, so you got to have it in your hand. And so I'm really liking that I can do it like this. I mean, I could still put the light pad under this, yes, which I have done so too, if I want to. You can, I can lay it flat like the rest of the world lays their tray. So therefore, this wrist and arm doesn't get so tired. Oh, where'd that go? I lost it. But I must say that, while I'm looking at the kit here now, the quality of these rhinestones and different shapes, whatever way they are, I'm not seeing a lot of junk, because you can in special drill kits. But like I said, like I needed 3 of these big ones, and those big ones there. But there was like, I don't know how many more is in the pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they gave me 8. That's more than 20%, unless I find somewhere that needs another big one somewhere, but I don't see it. So, yeah, I must say, the pen was fine. The tips are working fine. I'll link the company's site down in the, well, I can link the canvas and the pen too. So this pen was the pen and the 2 tips, 3 tips, 6 metal, say 2 regular 1-placers, a 10, no, there was a 3, 6, and 9, no, 10, and a straightener. So that was 6 pieces in the metal tips. And it was like, it came as a kit together. And it was like 6 something. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got lots of fancy pens. But, like, if you're having a bad day, I have arthritis, like, I'm a weather vane. When it starts to rain and stuff, like, my arms and legs will ache. And, those days, and I mean, none of my pens are super heavy, none. But some days a lighter pen will still seem a bit heavy. But this acrylic is really light. So, I mean, not everybody can afford those nice diamond pens. And actually, I love this one because I love the colors. I'm a purple girl with the blue. Let's see now. See? With that blue there. Whoop. Whoop. Where we go? Here we go. Yeah. And I don't know, they had 7 or 8 different colors. Some with designs and stuff. Yeah. That was kind of cool. So, like, if you're starting out, actually, whatever comes in your kit is enough to do your kit. But the pens in the kit are very skinny. Well, that's why they always give you the pen grip to make it a bit softer and to hold and a bit thicker. And I mean, I know one creator. That's all she uses because she doesn't like the thickness of any of the other pens. She likes a pen that's about a diamond painting pen that is the thickness of a normal pen. So what she does is she puts like 3 squishies on the pen to cover the whole entire length of the pen. And she uses that. And there's nothing wrong with it. But if you decided you wanted to buy a new pen, but you didn't have a lot of money, or you weren't willing to chuck out a lot of money yet for a new pen, you could buy one of these and get a set of tips with it too that are metal. And I've bought the expensive tips when I first started. And I've bought other tips like this from another shop in China. And I love them. I mean, they're not stainless steel, no, like the original metal tips were made from, the first company that made them. But they are metal. Because I'm a heavy presser, so if this is plastic and I'm doing a lot of multiplacing, after a while you'll see the ridges of the drills here. And then, yeah, I know, that's probably why my arm hurts sometimes too. So then I gotta like sort of file it down a little bit and make it level again, make the sides straight so you can pick up your drills again. So metal tips, single placers, multi-placers, the plastic straighteners don't work because they're just not strong enough, that's all. But the straighteners, the metal straighteners that you get with these kits are, they're perfect. And I'm usually, I use a double-sided, I want a double-sided pen. But I have bought a couple of just one-ended pens, I'll call it. Just because they were so darnation pretty. And probably before I was able to use a multiplacer. Because some people can do that very, very easily. Some people can't. But I do find advantage of multiplacing. Where am I to here? When you're using putty. Because it's just got that right stickiness. And you can pick it up easier. Now this is I'm using, like I told you, I was using the wax from the honey wax from Mad Wood Turning. Now, yes, they sell pens. They make some magnificent pens. And they also make wax. Yep. If you're in the US and or Canada, probably, Tig's Trays is selling her wax. Yeah, find them on Facebook. But you see how good this honey wax is picking up these rhinestones. Good, and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. And you see why I like the bent tip. I'm picking it up. And I don't have to be right on top of the space. Which I think is another matter with my eyesight. If I was using the normal pen, which I'll just use this pair of scissors, and I would have to go like this, right? To put my dots down, I'd have to take my pen and go straight down, because if you want to place it properly. But with your bent tip, now sometimes too it takes a little bit of getting used to the bent tip, because it picks up a little tiny bit different. But see, look how I am. I'm just going, whoo. And I can see where I'm placing that drill so easily. And I don't have to worry about like this, and because otherwise I'd be like this. And yeah, that's not saying I don't use that tip, but I like this one better. But it all depends how many you got. Because generally I don't, I'm not changing up my tips and multiplacers all the time. I got, now unless I'm using a pen with a small, I got a small multiplacer on it, and there's really large areas, or I'll use two pens, one with a big multiplacer and one with a small multiplacer. But I generally, maybe foolishly, but I generally, whatever tips I put on a pen when I get it, I leave them there. So when I go to use the pen, my tip is there. All I got to do then is, I usually try to take the wax out of them before I put them away, but most times I forget. So then I just change it, wax, way to go. Yeah. So I know there's some people you'd have this half done now. But I'm not going to apologize for my slowness. This diamond painting is not a race. I know we get people that... well, I mean, okay, the last one I just did, honestly, I did in 6 days. It was a 32 by 48. But it had lots of multiplacing. All right? Lots and lots of multiplacing. I think I used my multiplacer more than I ever used the tip. The single placer. So that's how I was able to do it so quick. But still, I was still placing at the same rate, only I had a 12 placer on, I think. Only I could place up to 12 at a time. And, but if that had taken me a month to do, so be it. I don't care. They're done when they're done. So, don't ever go into, like, I mean, lots of groups you see on Facebook, and some people are just really fast. And have good eyesight, okay? Because that's another problem with me. I don't have good eyesight. And I think I'd probably be slow anyway, because I'm too anal. I want to be, everything got to be in the right place. And you'll see them and say, oh, look, it only took me a week to do this, or whatnot. And then you'll see someone say, oh, I wish I was as fast as you, and I can't wait till I get as fast as you. Stop doing that. Why? Because you're going to stop enjoying what you're doing. If you're trying to keep up with everybody else, you are not going to enjoy your diamond painting time. Because all that's going to be on your mind is getting those darn drills on the page so you can be as fast as so-and-so. And we don't know these people's situations. Let's call it that. Like, I know some people, I've read it, and they said, like, they're disabled and not able to do a lot. Maybe, they're in a wheelchair or something. Who knows? And so, therefore, I mean, they'd need help to get out and get about and about to do what they do, so they're home a lot. So they diamond paint. And someone, now that's just a situation I picked. Someone's a stay-at-home, no, we'll say stay-at-home mom, and kiddies are in school. They're in school all day long. So, and hubby works. So, when the kids are dropped off at schools, or school, whichever one, whatever they go to, and mom goes home and cleans up the dishes from breakfast and throws on the laundry and does a bit of whatever household needs to be done, and then she goes, what am I going to do now? Well, then she's got her day to diamond paint. Now, I can sit down here for hours. Same thing. But I'm just not fast, and I'm not going to try to be fast. For one thing, and I got a bad shoulder. Oh, yeah, I'm falling apart. Just falling apart on you people. Falling apart. And, but I mean, I want the fun of doing this. I don't want to be like, and go, oh my God, it's done, and then you're all wore out, and you're looking at it, and there's more squished and straight than, now, don't get me wrong. I uses that metal straightener a lot. Because they just, sometimes, you can try to get them down as straight as you want to, and they just won't do it. But you don't worry about it. Like, especially if you're doing a square drills, which is the next big one I'm going to do. Oh, Lord. That's another story. And, like even like the big creators and stuff will tell you, or even people in the pages, lots of the subscribers to the Facebook pages, man, they can answer almost any question you want, because they've been doing it long, the ones that have been doing it longer. And when you're doing your squares, you're going to try your best to get them in the line that they should be. And if you're buying square paintings like off Amazon or whatever, eBay, wherever, if you buy a square, you're just asking for trouble. The drills won't be of really good quality. And if they got like knobbly bits on the sides and stuff, they just won't go together right, and they'll pop. But if you got even with the good kits, don't get me wrong, you'll still find some that are knobbly bits and stuff, but just don't use them. But you put them down, and you'll look at it, and you'll say, "Geez, boy, I thought I had that straight," and there it is. You can see where it should be, and it's not there. And but say now, okay, let's see. So let's pretend this was a normal canvas square, and I had this line done, and I had this line done. And now in the middle, you need another line of a different color. And you try your best to get everything on the sides here straight, which I will do with this too. Because if you're going to frame it, lots of people cut this off, or either put washi tape on it, or paint it, or whatever. But they cut it off, and they put it in a frame. But when you get that row in between the two rows of you already placed, and this one's not square, by putting that row in, and then the next row back here, it pushes the other drills, and they will line up. So first squares are really scary. That's why I love me a special drill. Special drills are forgiving because They're not supposed to be straight. They're supposed to be forming these beautiful patterns. Now I got my toucan upside down, if you're, you know. But that's what I do too, even with a regular canvas. Whichever way I need to get at it, I'm rolling them around. I'm turning them around, rolling them around. I'm going to turn them around whichever way I need to. Just make sure that your symbols on your containers, turn them the same way. That's all. But I'm really liking this kit, I got to say. And it is nice and sticky. But that's what I usually, I don't know, I think I already said that though, but I'll say it again. I usually do with the specials. I don't know what everybody else does. I open up a pack of color, whatever color it is, symbol it is, whatever, and I do that symbol on the whole canvas. Now this probably is the first special that I've done that's a full pasting area, the full drill area. It's not a partial, because a lot of the specials are partials. Meaning that, well, say if this was a partial, we probably wouldn't do any of this background. We just do the bird, and the leaves, and the branches, and then the rest would be whatever color it is. I mean, you know, it's not just going to be summer white, but it fits the picture. They'll put a colored background in that fits the picture. But this one is a full drill. That's what they call it, a full drill. Not a partial. And I'm liking it. Pen is not making my hand tired. The tips are working wonderful. So it's all good, people. It's all good. I told you some stuff. I don't know. I haven't got any funny stories. I haven't got children, see, so I haven't got them to talk about. And my stepson is 25, so, you know, well, he will be soon. I can't say, yeah. Him and myself have birthdays coming up in March. He's looking forward to his. I'm not looking forward to mine. No way, man. It's a big number coming up. So, let's see what I got done. Let's turn them this way. I think I've kept you long enough. I hope I see how pretty. It's gonna be gorgeous. Can you imagine all that background? Now, when I picked it out, it actually looked, the background, the rhinestones looked a little bit darker. But now I'm glad they're not. Right? This is going to be gorgeous. And I always keep some specials on hand. Because you just did this Joe Geesley big kit. Took you a month to do it. And you're like, oh, I don't want to start another one. Buy some specials. And keep them on hand. Pretty little pictures. And do 1, 2, if they're partials, do a couple in between your kits. To just take your mind off, relax, do something that's really fun. Because these, dear, I just love these stones. Now, some people hate them, but I don't understand that. They're silly. But I love them because it's just, with the different shapes, you get this different effect than you do with your normal drills. Now, I do have, there is a, I don't know which one is the black. Number 1 is a plus. Yeah, there is a, we do have a normal black round drill here. So, it'll fit in somewhere. I don't know where, but it'll fit in somewhere. See, I see this one moved on me. Well, I say it moved, but I know it's me. So, WIP Chat number 4 is over, people, and I actually did a WIP. I'll finish this off now. It'll probably take me 3 or 4 days because, you know, I'm not in a hurry, and I just finished kitting up for an event that's going to start in March because it was a big kit. So I said I'll do it now and have it done so I don't have to worry about it. So we're going to say goodbye. And I hope everybody is going to stay safe. Love your family. Tell them you love them all the time. Take care of each other. Take care of your friends. If you know someone that lives on their own and they're elderly or some reason that they can't get out all the time, check on them. Just make sure they're all right. Maybe their family is not near them. They might think it's weird the first time, but I bet you they'll love it because even they get 5 minutes of conversation with somebody. Lots of people that live on their own, especially the elderly, they have no one to talk to and they're very lonely. Help someone. Do a good deed. There you go. Do a good deed. So, people love the channel. I love you all. I say goodbye. Please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And you can subscribe with the word down here. And it does not cost you one thing. And you can hit the bell and be notified when I put up videos because I don't have a schedule. I don't. I should maybe, but I don't. And that's the way it rolls. And I hope to see you back. And I'm glad then if you're coming back because you're one of my subscribers. Thank you so much. Love you. But I love everybody that views my channel. And if you have any comments or concerns, you can leave it in a comment. If you don't want to make the comment public, if something upset you for some reason or whatever, I have an email. Shoot me off an email. Just be nice when you're saying it because we all know you catch more flies with honey, as my mother would say. All right, guys. See ya. And we'll do this soon again. Love you. Bye.